Good morning. Welcome to another morning broadcast. We meet every day, 9 a.m. Eastern, to discuss our game plan for the day and make some money together. I hope y'all had a great week, great weekend. And yesterday was a little bit slower, but we did catch some moves. But today we had MURA that jumped up on the scan and gave us a better start, a better start of the day than yesterday. So let's jump right into into MURA, and then we'll take a step back, look at the macro view, talk about tariffs, talk about trade wars, and then we will get into the rest of the game plan for the day. So let's get to it. All right. So if we look at MURA, MURA was one of the best opportunities today, and MURA, it popped up around 7 a.m. and this one popped, gave us a pullback, entry for momentum, pushed again, pushed past this high, pulled back, another pullback, second entry, and then pushed through that high, consolidated, dropped, and right here again another entry. We saw sellers on the ask here around right here. It was a struggle, and then the buyers just aggressively cleared those sellers out the way for another entry. And then it pulled back, and I was just transitioning into our stream here. But this one has been the hottest of the day. So I'd say let's keep an eye on it. Sometimes these will run up in the pre-market pretty aggressively. And then as the market opens, they'll fade off. That's the typical life cycle of these lower price stocks, but sometimes they will continue to run. So we will see. We'll keep our eyes on it. We'll set alarms and see if we have some more plays on that one at the start. Okay, so we'll zoom out real quick. Take a look at overall market. What's going on? So if you look at the VIX, let's start there. Look at the VIX. It's dropping. So what this is saying, and this is communicating that fear is subsiding a little bit and settling. Okay, so the fear is subsiding a little bit. It's settling. So what we'll see is the ranges on the indices will probably start to contract a little bit, and that's what happened yesterday. We started to go flat. If you look at the price action in comparison, right? These ranges were huge. To the downside, they were dropping. We had big moves to the downside and up. Just in one day, we'd move up and down. The ranges were pretty big. But the pause happened on Wednesday, and Friday we had the exemptions. So with those two things, it sort of settled the market a little bit, and now there's going to be a little period of indecision, right? Whether we're going to go up or we are going to just sort of like oscillate and go flat for a little bit until there's more headlines. But the VIX is showing that the ranges will probably contract a little bit, and there's a little bit of settling, right? So that's the overall market. So that's good. That's good news for us, because if we're looking at, all right, let's see. I'm setting these alarms here to see how price pulls back into this. We have aggressive selling here, so there may be somebody absorbing the orders there. So just want to keep my eyes on this one. All right, cool. All right, so that's SPY, right? So what I want to communicate here is that a lot of that downside pressure that we saw on the names, like tech names like NVIDIA and others, we're seeing a turn, right? So if you're trading the NVIDIAs of the world, PLTR, or those that move with them, then we may have some upside plays, right? So like yesterday, QBTS was on the list. It pushed, but eventually faded. MURA, we didn't discuss it in the morning, but MURA was on the list. And MURA really took off yesterday, and it gave a nice move here up until about 950. So with the market settling a little bit, we may have some more long plays. since that fear is dying down a little bit. So we may start to shift back to our game plan may start to shift back to more sector theme related plays, but we'll see, right? So I'm looking at tech, the names that move with tech, like NVIDIA, PLTR, the names that move with those. I'll be looking at those. And then I'll have MURA on the board because Bitcoin, what happened with Bitcoin was we saw it dropping, then it settled, and then it started to turn. So with that, last week, MURA gave us some incredible plays. Incredible. Monday, incredible. Wednesday, incredible. And then we saw Friday, we had some moves. And then yesterday, it actually ran really well. MURA did. So since MURA held up here, I'm going to, be looking at it again for another move. Okay. All right. Let's see. So MURA Tech, and let's look at some of the individual names here on our list. All right. So we talked about MURA. All right. Verve is another one. So Verve, it was on the scan yesterday at the open. It dropped. We're looking at a move around here. Didn't catch this one down here. I was trading something else. Looking at once it recovered VWAP, was looking to see if it was going to bounce from VWAP here, but it didn't. It actually went back through VWAP, and then there was a short from VWAP. Then it recovered later on in the day, and now it created higher highs and higher lows. So with it holding here, I'm looking to see if we're going to have a drop for maybe another potential entry here. Because again, the nature of these stocks is that they run up and then they will fade off. But if they do hold, that could be signs of, there's a longer term catalyst or there's a short squeeze. So I'm looking to see if we're going to drop down, maybe back down to this level, and we have an entry, or if we break through and we have a play there. Okay. So that's Verve. We looked at MURA, Verve. All right. And I think THTX was on. Okay. So this one is, it's a sleeper. I'm looking at THTX. We traded it multiple days. It gave us multiple plays, and this one has been on an uptrend. And yesterday, it pushed up here and then faded, but it's held support here. So I'm going to look and see if we get some volume back in. It's either going to fade off or we hold and then we have another run up. All right. So we'll be looking at Verve. If you look at it, it's just been stepping up. Right. So we had a pullback yesterday, and then we can have a continuation there on Verve. All right. Another one that was AREB. This one was one just kind of looking to see if it's gonna hold up or not. All right. This is another one on watch. And then USAR, this was one that was trying to get into. The spread was widening up pretty big, a lot on it yesterday. But at times it gave us it was a good ticker. So I'm gonna have this one on watch as well. And then I have to talk about Weeboo. So Weeboo went up like 300%, and it's interesting because they went public through a company that helps these. It's like a special type of merging that happens. Here you can see the SPAC merger, and this is the Weeboo, the company that offers trading. The float is really big on this one, so it initially didn't really catch my attention as one that I would really focus on. Hindsight, you can see that, okay, it ran up, but there are others that are, this one had like a 4, let me look at the float real quick. I think the float was like 400 or so. So, that's that was a challenge on this one. So it initially didn't. Then it became very expensive, right? Or more expensive than the stocks that we usually trade together. So I'll take a look at it, but something like MURA, I can just get. We just had like three scalps on MURA, and this one is up, 96%. Okay, so you can always look at hindsight and see that something ran up, but you may or may not choose to participate depending on whether or not if it's your criteria. Okay, all right. So SNYR, this was another one that it was running up this morning, and then around 6, where all that volume comes in, it pushed up, and then it started to just get a little heavy, and then it broke below VWAP. And right now, it'll be interesting to see what happens at this resistance level. If it does pop and it holds above VWAP, then we may have another move to the upside. So that's another one that I'll be taking a look at. So the main right now, MURA, MURA, SNYR are 2, and VERV, okay, based on either catalyst or current price action. Okay, those are the main ones for me right now. All the others I'm having on watch, but price action isn't. My setups aren't there on the other ones. Okay, others that I covered. So just one more. Just look and see. All right, let's see. I have my game plan on my other machine. All right, let me look at the chat. What you got going on? Let's see. Good morning. Thoughts on buying SOXL? Let's see. I'd say, I'd say I would look at right now the market. This is one of the ones that will move with the overall market, right? What I'd say that with the market settling, I'd just be watching for move to move trades, and I probably avoid the middle. So, okay, like if this is the range that we've created over the last few days, right? So here's Friday, and then here's today, right? So this went flat. So we're in the middle now. If there's any way to buy or take a trade at one of the extremes, I think that'd be better. That's how I'm kind of looking at it. So you mark up the levels. This is a level. If it does establish, let's say establishes support right here, and maybe you get a quick move here with volume, then this can be a good trade if you can structure something here. If you're looking to from a higher time frame perspective, like maybe when I'm saying higher time frame, like 15 minutes or so, then I'd be trying to get to it in the either one of the extremes or see a clear break of VWAP, and you have enough room on the pullback for you to structure an entry, right? So it just went flat. When it goes flat, the middle can become more choppy, right? So I look for those extremes, unless at the open you have really strong volume, a really nice clean move with a pullback for an entry. So with the VIX, pulling back to what 30 is it now? Yeah, then we're gonna see those market moves gonna start to contract, especially the bigger names that move with the overall market. All right, so, all right, morning, y'all. Anyone trade, got to buy on AU. I have shorts on Euro AUD. Hope you guys hit TP for sure. What's up, good man? Let's get these scalps. Yep, let's get it. MURA was the best one. TMC, okay. Yeah, I think this one just earlier when I was looking at it earlier, it had went flat, and I think pretty much while we're on the call, it started to move. So. All right, so we have a headline from after report, Trump plans to stockpile critical metals to counter China. Wow. Huh. Okay. This is a metals company, and it's a pretty good catalyst here. I think earlier I just kind of slept on it a little bit because when I was looking at I was looking at price and I was waiting for us to move to the upside, and I was trading MURA. That's what happened. But yeah, this one has a good catalyst. So yeah, so let's take a look at this one. Let's put this on let's add this to the list. Good catalyst. Anything that's related to the trade war, Trump doing anything, any of the industries that are leading and that have products that benefit from exemptions, those are companies that we want to be in. We want to be looking for trades on because those types of catalysts, those headlines will bring attention. Now, one other thing that we want to take in mind is that the float on TMC is 200, meaning typically if the float is really big, I want to buy these very low. I don't want to really take I normally don't take the QL type that momentum setups. I want to buy these a lot lower. Maybe it's a break and retest, and these may take a little bit more time to play out. So just keep that in mind. If you're using trading MURA, things like that have a low float, those will run a lot faster. These will take more time to play out. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So we'll add this one to the list. All right, so bank, yeah. So if you're looking at any of the stocks like Bank of America or others, let me see something quick. So it's two stocks that we had. Citigroup, they reported the numbers were okay, and then Johnson and Johnson, if you're trading, larger caps, you can look at those two as well. Okay, somebody mentioned Bank of America. Bank of America also they reported earnings, so you can look at those. Okay, all right. So I'll cover US 30 real quick, and then we'll jump off. All right. So US 30 falls under my analysis of the Qs and SPY. So the VIX, I'll just repeat it one more time. With the VIX falling, the ranges are likely to start contracting on indices. And with the tariffs, the 90-day pause, and the exemptions, there's going to be consideration of now whether or not we're going to continue to rise, just grind up higher just because of those two things, or if we're just going to range for a little bit. The painful downside is probably over for now, just for maybe the next week or two or so, just because of the pause, right? So I don't think we're going to continue to see that massive downside pressure, okay? Just because of what I mentioned, the 90-day pause, so it's going to give us some relief, okay? So I'd say, just as I look at it, my bias would be as we pop up to the upside, look for a fade. As we move to the downside here, look to fade it. That's kind of how I'm looking at it right now, until there's more headlines. Okay, until there's more headlines. And then at the end of the day, you can have a bias, but price action, volume, and order flow is gonna tell you what to do, right? So just looking at these levels, as price moves down, say if we did have a move down to the downside here, these are levels that you can look for. You can look to fade, and then as we move to the upside here, we can look at fading these that move unless you have strong volume and buying aggression as we move to this level. It could, if it does break, then that could be a clear break and retest to the next high there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and jump. Hope y'all have a great trading day. Let's follow our plan. All we have to do is continue to show up every day, right? Trump tweeted NVIDIA getting expedited permits on AI. This dude is so hilarious. So hilarious. I'd stay in touch with Truth Social. Look at keep his tweets, like turn the notifications on and just stay in tune with what's going on right now, because we were on the call and we said, hey, look, we saw Trump tweet, it's a good time to buy. Incredible. This guy said it, and then he paused the tariffs, right? So he's definitely giving market signals. So stay in touch. Stay in touch. All right. Let's see. MTVA. All right, let's look at that one real quick. MTVA is right now looks like a short. So yeah, looks like a short right now. If it does break up here and start to consolidate, we can have a move back up to VWAP right here if you have volume. But as of right now, it does look like a short. It has created a new high, though. I'd say look for it to approach here, consolidate, and then it could be a breakout right there. It's a lot of we need to see aggression, buying aggression come back in. Right now, it's the shorts, the sellers are in control. Okay. All right. So yeah, if you want to trade live with us, hit the link in the description. Please smash that like button to continue to support these lives. Thank you all for joining. Have a great day.